Hey everybody, this is Paul at 12voltreview.com, and today I've got a hold of a Kenwood KDC-355U. This radio averages around 119 to 129 retail, and well, let's open the box up to see what's inside. Let's get in there and find out. Well, got mounting screws. Use those for anything just about. Goes with remote control and wiring harness. That's all the, looks like the extra stuff. We got manual with the CD removal keys and the warranty card. Nothing else in the box. Of course, packing material, plastic, and a cover for the face, keep it from being scratched while it's inside the plastic. And it's got the mounting cage. And let's get this thing mounted up so we can see what the back of it is, and then we'll turn it on and see what the front of it looks like. Alright, we got the back of it turned around, so now we can see what's going on back here. It looks like it's got a lot more stuff in the first couple radios I've reviewed. This will start off in the side over here. We got the FM antenna. That's where you plug it in, and your car might require an antenna adapter. This one has front, rear, and subwoofer pre-outs. These are all 2.5 volt pre-outs. You can have two channel amps and a bass amp, or one 4-channel amp and a bass amp, or one 5-channel amp. And you can control the subwoofers separately from the other pre-outs. You can also have just a highs amp or a bass amp. Over here you got the fuse, got the place where you plug your power harness into. And this is a new feature that the first several Kenwood radios don't have. This is for Sirius XM controls. You'll need an optional module, which usually runs around 90 bucks or so. Plugs into here. You got a little small box about yay so big, and a satellite antenna that you put on the roof of the car. And once it's plugged in, then you'll have another feature for the radio, for just seeing satellite radio. Now that's pretty much all on the back. Let's turn around, get her plugged in and turned on, and see. Alright, when you first get her plugged in, the first thing it asks you is, do you want to cancel the demo? Do that. Press in the volume knob, select yes, demo off. If you leave demo on, it will interfere with your settings that you set later on. You may set the bass and treble or favorite settings. After about 15-30 seconds, it switches back to demo mode and erases all those settings. So make sure it's turned off. You got your source button, which cycles through all your sources of music, whether it be a tuner or your CD, or you got your USB or aux input. It just cycles through the settings and goes and starts over again. You got your CD player, eject, and over here you got your USB aux input. You got your presets. This little button right here is your display. Switch between frequency if you're on tuner, which is your channel number, or clock. So if you make a change to whatever station you like, I don't have an antenna plugged in. After a few seconds, it switches back to the clock. Over here, of course, you got your source button. This is your search button, which if you're in tuner mode, it goes to FM 1, 2, and 3 back to AM. Right here, in tuner mode, it don't do anything. The little backup menu button. You got your iPod button here, that if you was using your iPod or iPhone only, you press and hold this button down for a few seconds, and it switches the control over to the iPhone or iPod. That way you can find those little harder to reach songs from the unit itself, not from the radio, which is default when you first plug it in. The volume button is not just a volume button. You push it in, like straight in. You got different settings. You got your audio control, which claims your subwoofer, and your subwoofer control goes to positive 15 to negative 15, which is turning it all the way down. 0 is kind of like in the center. You also have your bass level, which kind of gives you a little extra oomph in the bass. Kind of just a little bit louder. You can back out using the backup button. You also have your mid-level, which is your middle of your highs. And of course, the bass level is also your bass for the radio itself, for all your speakers, not just for the subwoofers. Your mids, then you got your treble, which is your actual highs, your tweeters sounding highs and stuff. And it goes from, they all go from -8 to 0 to 8. And also you got your preset EQ, which is your powerful, flat, jazz, all the basic preset EQ equalization features. Bass boost, this is where you actually get your little oomph in the bass. The bass level is just your normal EQ setting. Loudness, you get like 2 levels of loudness. It just makes this a little bit louder, a little extra powerful. You also got balance, which is your left and right. So you can balance to the left or you can balance to the right, depending on if you want to go to a certain speaker or not. Fader, like all radio, goes from front to back, faded to the front, faded to the back. So with the combination of fader and balance, you can go to the left front speaker, the right rear speaker, or whatever speaker you want to go to, or just leave it in the center for all of them. Subwoofer set on. You can actually turn it off if you're not using it. It actually disables the sound coming out of the preamps. So just leave it on if you want to use it. Detail setting is just your high pass filter, low pass filter for your subwoofer, and usually just leave it through. If you really want to get into it, you can turn it down to around 85 hertz or so. It'll let an 85 hertz signal come out. But usually, when I install radios and amps, I just let the amplifier be adjusted. Takes all the complete sound, and then takes out the frequency that it needs just to play the bass. Because a lot of songs don't have all the complete frequencies in them, and it may not get the right sound of bass at the bass sound. But if you're good, you can go and set it all the way you like it. Volume offset, it's like a reverse volume knob. You back it off, and it just volume goes down. This is the volume offset with a 0. I mean, it's wide open. You never have to worry about that. High pass filter, usually just leave it through unless you're really into the car audio and you have like multiple amps, equalizers, crossovers, and all that. Then you go there and fine tune your high pass, your HPF and LPF, get it sounding just right. And that's all for the detail settings. And it goes back around to the subwoofer level. So if you just continue doing it, it just like cycles through the menu, comes to the top, starts over again. Alright, well, back out of that. The next setting is settings. Amazing. Go into here, your seek mode. You got 3 seek modes for Kenwood. The first one is Auto 1, then Auto 2, then Manual. Auto 1, you press your channel tracking them down buttons, and when you're in tuner, it'll find the next strongest station, which might be a couple stations down the road. Auto 2, just when you hit this tracking source button, it switches between all your presets. And in Manual, you hit each station one at a time. 96.9, 96.7, 96.5, so forth, so on. And I usually just leave mine on Auto 1. The next one up is Auto Memory. You click on it, and it'll say, do you want to do it, yes or no? If you click yes, it'll automatically program your first 6 settings, your presets, with all the first stations that it finds. A lot of times it may not be the station that you like, but it's a good way just to go ahead and set up your numbers if you're in a new town or whatever. And after that, you go to mono set. You never have to worry about that, ever. Clock. Of course, pretty self-explanatory. Go in there and change the clock to whatever time it is. And pretty much just using your volume knob here, hours, inner, minutes, and that's it. After that, you got display and key. This is where you can actually change the colors of the keys, and I think the display as well. Alright, you got your color select, display dimmer, text scroll, key dimmer, and back to color select to get color select. Click on it, you hit various scan, which also stands for variable scan. It just cycles through the colors. Color 1 is an actual physically color As you can see, it's slowly going, changing colors as I go to all the numbers. I think there's a spot in here somewhere. User. If you go into user, I'm either not selecting the right or I'm not sure how to work this radio. Alright, so you can put whatever color you like. Let's say color number 7, and now that's set to the user setting, or you can let variable scan, or just stay on your favorite color. Let's see, we're at let's see, display dimmer. All that does is dim the display off. If it's just way too bright at night, you can turn that sticker down a little bit. Alright, the next one is text scroll. If you have a song that's way too long and it's playing, it'll scroll all the way through so you can read the whole song. Key dimmer dims all the keys. I think like 2 settings. Yeah, level 1, level 2. It just kind of makes it less dim. So if it's just too bright at night, you can turn it down so it won't be so blinding. That's pretty much it for those. The next one in the settings, let's see, is of course demo mode off and on, leave it off, and then back to audio control. So that's pretty much it for that. If you have a iPhone, iPod, and you got Pandora on it, once you plug it in, switch over to Pandora, it will automatically, you can do your thumbs up, thumb down, track forward, and you know all the little features you can do with Pandora. You can also, if you have an Android, with the Kenwood Music Control app, you can plug it in here, and then the radio will treat that your Android like an iPhone. You can control the songs through the radio. And the new feature for this radio is because it's Sirius XM ready. And what that means is when you have that extra module I was telling you about earlier, when you go into the source, after a standby, the next thing that will pop up will be satellite radio or Sirius XM. And but you know, it's a subscription service, so it's like $12, $15 a month or something like that. Select your plan, you get 100 million stations practically. Not sure how many, it's 100 something stations, and most of them is commercial free. The CD player is MP3 WMA. Formats on the CD, and of course also plays store-bought CDs as well. A little dust store to keep the dust from going in the USB and aux input. There's also a button on here that's not really highlighted, but it's off here in the corner. This little corner, if you press it, almost all the Kenwood's in the same spot. It makes the face detachable, so you can put it in your pocket, purse, you know, or just carry it around with you like a MacGruber. Or she had a pull-out radio. And when you pop it back in, it'll go back to the same color setting you had it on. If you're playing the CD, it'll automatically start playing where it left off. And you don't have to turn the radio off. The vehicle doesn't have to be turned off to take the face off. And that's pretty much it for this radio. There's not too many features, but it does add the extra Sirius XM and then the extra preamps in the back. Okay, I got everything back in the box. It's a very nice radio. If you want a written review, you can go to KDC-355U.12voltreview.com and you can read a written review of what I think about this particular radio. And oh, does it say it comes with a remote? It does come with a remote. Anyway, I hope you all have an awesome day, and thank you for watching, and please subscribe.